This is Ian Cameron for Sportsbook Review with your college basketball play of the day for Wednesday, February the 6th. And we're going to A10, Atlantic 10 action for our play of the day today. St. Louis taking on St. Bonaventure in the Atlantic 10 play. We've got St. Bonaventure laying a lofty number, 15.5-point home favorites, total of 135.5 in this game. And the St. Louis Billikens, I'll tell you what, they are the prototypical team in college basketball that I really like betting on at this time of year. They are a St. Louis basketball team that early in the season took their lumps, were god-awful. They had a bunch of new players in the rotation, new head coach in Travis Ford, who was the head coach before at Oklahoma State, and there was just some massive growing pains for St. Louis early in the season. They were awful. They were just getting blown out. They were non-competitive. They were losing to the point spread time and time and time again. I mean, the early part of the campaign for St. Louis was just dismal, the way they started out. It was just an awful go of it for them. They only won 4 games before the month of January. Not very good, but Travis Ford has had time to get the players acclimated to his system and style that he wants to go with. They're slowing it down. They're keeping the pace very, very slow, playing solid enough defense. And now that the players have a little bit more, game time and game experience in them, we've seen St. Louis morph from just an abysmal team and a money-losing team against the spread early in the season to a team that has just been on a point spread surge in their last several games. You look at what St. Louis has done since January 8th against Davidson. The St. Louis Billikens have been one of the hottest ATS teams in college basketball in the entire country. Just tremendous results if you've been betting on this team game in and game out. St. Louis is on a 7-1 against the spread streak in their last 8 lined games. That's pretty damn good. 7-1 against the spread, St. Louis, in their last 8-9 line games. And nobody's paying attention. Nobody. I don't think the odds makers have caught up to it yet. I don't think regular bettors have even noticed what St. Louis is doing from a point spread perspective. I mean, nobody's paying attention to Billikens basketball. Who are we kidding? I mean, it's just a team that has flown way under the radar, off the public consciousness, and basically a team that's just been fantastic in terms of covering numbers. They haven't been winning a ton of games, but these are the teams that you can ride over and over again, especially if they're not winning. They're covering, they're competing, they're in games, but they're not winning. And you can ride teams like St. Louis when they get on this kind of point spread streak for quite some time. If you've been doing that in recent weeks with St. Louis, you're in very good shape. They could be live once again here. Now, they faced St. Bonaventure earlier this season at home last month, and it was an ugly showing, 71-52. Win for St. Bonaventure, covered the number as double-digit favorites. St. Louis was really banged up at that time. They were dealing with some injuries going into that game. They're a little bit healthier now. They're still without Jermaine Bishop. They really do miss him, one of their key cogs in the backcourt. He is still out due to injury. But St. Louis is playing good defense. You look at what they've done defensively, their last 5 games, much better numbers, 43% shooting allowed, 66.6 points per game allowed. They're slowing the pace down. They're playing good enough defense, and it's keeping them in games. And I think it could keep them in the game here. I mean, you look at their track record as a road underdog during this stretch. At Duquesne, they lose by 7 as 10.5-point dogs. At George Mason, they win outright as 14-point underdogs. At Dayton, they cover the number as road underdogs. At George Washington, they lose by 8 as 14.5-point underdogs. This has been their dominant point spread role since Atlantic 10 play began. They have been fantastic as a road underdog, and I think they can get St. Bonaventure and at least keep it within this big price range here tonight. St. Bonaventure coming off a home loss to VCU in overtime, 83-77. Maybe you get them in a surly mood, but just because they're going to be looking to bounce back and win St. Bonaventure doesn't mean they're going to be able to win by a huge margin in this game. And I don't think they're going to be able to. St. Louis has been a point spread machine lately. We're going to test that machine tonight. Let's see if it's still working. I think it is still working, and it will work at least one more time tonight. Let's take St. Louis plus 15.5, rotation number 529. The Billikens, St. Louis plus 15.5 against St. Bonaventure. That is your play of the day in college basketball for Wednesday, February the 8th. All right, that will wrap this video up. I'm Ian Cameron for Sportsbook Review. Until next time, enjoy the games and good luck.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SPR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.